Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, we got a lot of snow out here in Chicago. Yeah, I'm looking out the window over there. It stopped snowing a little bit now, but yeah, I think maybe we got anywhere 4 to 6 inches, something like that so far. But it's expected it might even get as much as 14 inches. That's Chicago, and this is why I don't ride my e-bike during the winter months, because these things happen. This is heavy snow. I mean, the first snow I reported before in the last video, we had wet, heavy snow. This one is just heavy snow. It's not as wet as the last one. The last one, you can kind of be a little slushy sometimes, you know. But this one is just packing snow, heavy packing snow, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is a good time to make a snowman if you want to do that, but I'm not doing that. I did have to snow blow it. Luckily for me, I have a snow, I guess you would call a snow plow more so than a blower, because it kind of chomps it up. I've had that for a couple years now. Good thing I got that, because man, there'd be no way I would want to shovel this stuff, especially in my health conditions. Speaking of health conditions, you know, I was going to talk about this more on Monday. In fact, you might be wondering whatever happened to all the Anything Goes Mondays. You know, I'm thinking more about this, and I'm looking at the products that's been offered to me lately. It's just not stuff that I would be interested in. So I think we may transition that Monday type videos to my health issues and other things, okay? But I think for this one on Saturday, I need to give you the final results of what happened when I went to get my blood drawn. Because I know more people watch the standard Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday videos, and just to give some closure to you guys so you know where I actually stand after I went to see the doctor and get the blood drawn. So let me finish off with that. We'll talk a little bit more about some e-bikes, okay? So stay tuned towards the end. We'll talk more about e-bikes. All right, so let me tell you about this whole health issue again. Now, as you know, I did a. I'll put a link to the last video so that you can see that one first if you hadn't already seen it. I know a lot of you guys did, because quite a few views trying to find out what happened to me. So, and I appreciate all the comments too. Let me say that first off. A lot of guys, a lot of love. Thank you so much, wishing me well and that I could get through this. So. Anyways, I mentioned that I was going to go get my blood drawn because I did a self, one of those home test things for your A1C. And I mentioned that the normal is typically around, 5.4, 5.6, something like that. And then if you were over 7, you were definitely diabetic, right? And I mentioned it measured out at 13 on a home test. I said, maybe there's something wrong. There can't be that high, right? I don't know what the maximum levels are, right? But I was at 13. So I went to try to see my doctor, which is a new doctor. But again, I didn't get to see him immediately. I get to see a nurse practitioner, okay? And, nurse practitioners are basically like doctors. Essentially, they just don't have the doctor's degree. So anyway, she ordered up the blood stuff, and we did it. And so here's the results, all right? Yeah, I am diabetic at this point. It came out with their test, 13.2, even worse. Yeah, 13.2. So I should have asked her what the maximum levels are, but 13.2. We also measured blood pressure and all that type of stuff. And yeah, I'm high blood pressure as well at this point. So I had told her that I was not interested in taking medication. I would try to do it on my own. But after she got the results of everything else to go along with it, because we did a full lab on this blood, because I did fast, and so they did the whole thing. They did urine analysis, I guess, as well. And basically everything's not that great, all right? So she said to me, she says, I know you want to do it on your own, but based on the numbers and the like, she says, being so elevated as it is, I would highly recommend you do the medication. So we're doing the medication at this point. I've already started the high blood pressure medication. I took it today. It was my first time taking it. I do need to do one of these glucose tests where you prick your finger and then take the measurement. I have to do that twice a day. And then so she ordered all that stuff up for me. And there's also medication for your diabetes, but that still is pending from from the insurance. The insurance may actually deny this one, in which case, if it does, then she's going to recommend a different drug for that. So interestingly enough, I got notification from Walgreens that indicated that it was being held up based on insurance issues, and I think it was something like $1,300 for 30 tablets. I was like, whoa, this stuff is expensive. And this is why it gets denied, or at least gets held up. Now, it was told to me that it's quite possible that your insurance may deny it because you're brand new at this diagnosis of the diabetes. So if it does, then she's gonna recommend another drug at this point. But yeah, I'm not too thrilled about having to take the medication. But if it's that bad, I have to go with what the medical professionals are telling me that I need to do. And I know a lot of you guys have given me advice: don't do it, don't take the medications, don't do whatever. And some of them said, yeah, go ahead and do it. Everyone seems to have their own version of it, right? So, but it was good to hear from everybody as to what you thought it should be, what maybe I should consider doing. I think the big thing with these things is that what works for you doesn't always work for everybody else. But it's good to hear what others have as far as an opinion of how to deal with it. Plus, of course, you don't have access to all of my numbers of all the tests. So I have to go based on what the medical professionals tell me, based on the tests that they see and the numbers that they see. She is recommending medication. So I have to do it. I mean, I really, what do I know? I got to go with whatever the pros tell me to do. So anyways, I still won't be able to get to see a doctor. I mean, so far, she is actually technically kind of like my doctor at this point because she's the only one that's seen me. So I don't know. I guess she will remain with me until I finally get to see my new doctor, which won't be until like March 20th for a physical. Then I can talk to him about the stuff down the road. But at that point, I would have already been taking these medicines. So anyways, yeah, the blood pressure is high, so we're taking blood pressure medication now. And then we're taking the diabetes medication too. Now, I did ask her, is it possible to get off of these meds, or is this something I have to take forever? And she told me that you can get off of it. Now, interestingly, I'm reading the information for the blood pressure thing, and it says it's for life. And I'm going, well, she's telling me I can get off of it. And I remember my first doctor, too, told me once you take that medication, it's for life. So I don't know who really to believe. I mean, the doctor tells me it's for life. The nurse practitioner tells me you can get off of it if you want to. And if you look at the website, it says it is for life. Okay, so it's a small little pill. I mean, it's a rinky-dinky little pill. But still, the fact is it is a pill you have to take, so I don't like that. And then also for the diabetes medication, she said that you can get off of that too once you stabilize. But again, who knows? I don't know who to trust at this point, but I've just got to go based on what she's telling me. So that's what I'm doing at this point going forward. Like I said, I just started this thing, so nothing's changed. I've taken my blood pressure and everything. Nothing's really changed yet. It's going to take a little while before all that happens. Now, how's the weight loss doing? I'm still eating just the salads with chicken in there. I put some chicken. I put a hard-boiled egg in there. I usually put some mozzarella cheese, which is just like shredded already. I put that in there. I have tried some other salad dressings besides Thousand Island. Has a little bit less calories, but all of these dressings, of course, have some type of sugar in there and things. So if you look at the calorie counts, the counts are lower. But again, we're more concerned about the actual sugar at this point than the actual calories. I'm down, as of today, 12.5 pounds at this point. So I think, what did it measure out to be? 256.5, I think, something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's in that range. Either way, it's going to keep going down. I mean, I'm not eating like I used to eat. So based on that alone, no matter what I eat, it's going to be less. Because the quantity is less, the calorie counts of what I'm eating is less. It's mostly salad and chicken. Yeah. And so anyway, it's going to continue to drop. By the time we have riding season, like I said, it's going to be quite a bit lower. I would not doubt if we're riding in April, what is it now? Mid-January. A couple months. I would say I'd be down into 130 something ranges. Yeah, 140 something at the high, but I would say maybe mid one. I'm sorry, 230, 130. Gee whiz, I should be down in the 230 ranges. I would tend to think by the time riding season happens. That's my guess. We'll see. Energy level. Since taking the medication, they said that you could get a little dizzy and stuff. I did feel that a little bit when I first took it. I've only taken one pill, so it can't be that much yet, right? So, but yeah, they said be careful, when you get up really quickly because your blood pressure is trying to be lowered now. It could knock you out, right? So you got to be careful. So anyway, I did feel a little bit of dizziness at first, but then I'm pretty good at this point. Still had enough energy to go out and do the snow. All right. All right, let's talk about e-bikes. Let's talk about some e-bike stuff. Now, I got an email today from Rad Power Bikes. All right, they were saying that their Rad Rover 6 Plus, whether it's step over or step through version, is now $900 off of their normal price. It's real tempting to get one. Okay, not that I need one, but I probably get one and sell it. I was really tempted because I have over like $3,000 something in credit at Rad at this point. I was tempted to say I could buy 3 of these things and sell it to you guys. I mean, eventually I do sell it to people who are here in Chicago. I would discount it, of course, but I'm thinking they're going to replace that model. Nobody drops that kind of price like that and then remains in the line. So the question is when you see something like that, is it good to just buy one now, because it is an e-bike. It's a decent e-bike. It's not like it's bad or anything like that. But you know that the model is probably going to go out. Nobody drops $900 and remains in the line, right? Is it better to do that? Take the $900 discount. And then if I sold it to somebody else, I'd probably take a couple $100 more off of it and not even build it. It would be brand spanking new. Now, here's the problem with this, okay? Because it would be technically considered used at that point, you wouldn't get warranty. But really, how often do you do a warranty thing on these e-bikes? I mean, sometimes when you have a problem with the thing, it's usually some type of wiring harness or something like that. But again, you wouldn't have the warranty on it, right? Because it's used. But it's brand spanking new. If you saved $900 there, saved a couple $100, because I'm discounting it just to move it out. Because I got to get rid of the Rad credit somehow. I mean, I've got, like I said, over $3,000 worth of Rad credit. If I bought 3 of those things and just sold it from brand spanking new to people here in the Chicago area, yeah, I'm real tempted to do that. Okay, but then again, I keep thinking, what if we wait? What if Rad comes out with something really nice for the coming year, and then I've used up all the money, I can't get one of those, right? I don't need an e-bike, quite frankly. I don't care what these guys come up with. I've got plenty of e-bikes to go around to ride. So for me, on a personal level, it doesn't really matter to me that much. I mean, I know there's models coming out that are more powerful. They're kind of like, a lot more miles per hour. You can go a lot quicker. I'm really not into that. I mean, people have been mentioning you should be getting the wired bike, that's local to you. I think they're only like, 10 to 15 miles away from my general area, something like that. That's where they're based out of. But I really don't have an interest in doing it. I mean, I know it's popular and all that, but I'm never going to ride that thing past like 28 miles, 30 miles an hour. People said, well, you can still ride it as a regular bike. I have plenty of other bikes, so it doesn't really matter. Or to do a review on it. Should I do a review on it? And I think there's plenty of reviews already out there on this bike. It's not like they need me anymore, right? Now, here's an interesting thing, too. I've been contacted by a couple of companies that the representatives had worked for other companies, and I know them because I've worked with them before, and they've been in contact with me for several months now, and they want me to do it, and I really would like working with them again because I like them as reps, and so anyways, I had to tell them too. Yeah, it's snow here. We can't ride. So I told them both. I says, yeah, and they work for different companies now. I says, let's wait until spring. So we know that those two companies probably I will be taking their product on. Yeah. So yeah, you may have seen some of it from other influencers as well who've already done it. But you know, out here, the RUSSISRIGHT area, yeah, we're not riding in the snow. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about. Is that, you know, I'm noticing some of the companies are blowing products out. They've been blowing it out since Thanksgiving. You know, some of these companies. So the question is it better to take those, or to take and pay a lot higher price and wait till a new product comes out and then sell those off? So yeah, you know, certain products I won't be keeping. There's no way. I mean, I've got too many bikes already. I got rid of as many as I could to kind of at least have a little bit of space in the house. So anything I take at this point, one comes in, the other's got to go out. It's just the way it is. I also took the room that we have downstairs. I had it as an office for myself. I have my recumbent exercise bike in there. I am starting to use the recumbent exercise bike now too, because I gotta get some movement going on too. Besides, because of my health issues, and so the only thing I really could do, being stuck inside during the winter, is either ride that recumbent exercise bike or do the treadmill. So, but you know, like I said, walking is kind of tough for me still because I got, you know, hip problems and things like that as well, besides the knee. So really, the recumbent bike is really what I'm going to be using more often than anything else to kind of keep me moving. So, all right, that's the updates I have for you guys today. At least you know where I am with the health issues, and then also a little bit about what's happening with Rad Power bikes. You know, that they have sales going on their top model. There's no real way to find out what's really happening, whether they're just trying to sell a bunch of bikes or whether they're moving it out for a new model. I'm thinking they're moving it out for a new model. That model's been out for like 2 years now. So if they don't do something, they're gonna really fall behind. There's a lot of things changing. Oh, let me say this before I sign out. You know, CES happens. I think it's still happening right now. It's a Consumer Electronics Show happening in Las Vegas. And, you know, some of the companies go out there. I know Himiway was out there because they sent me an email saying they were out there. But there was an interesting looking bike from Segway. Have you seen that? It's their first e-bike, first 2 e-bikes, I think they said. They're planning to sell it at Best Buy. If you look at these bikes, they look like motorcycles. They really do. It's kind of cool how it's designed. It's got a lot of fancy design about it. It doesn't mean that it does anything better than anybody else's e-bike, all right? It just has a really nice looking design. Take a look at some YouTube videos on new products from CES, or maybe you could find this thing on the Segway. Look at their first e-bikes, okay? Whether it does well or it doesn't, I don't know. But it's a cool looking design, I will say that. That would be the type of bike, if you rode that bike down the path, the bike path, people are going to say something, all right? Because it looks like a dirt bike. Yeah, it looks like a really souped up dirt bike. So where are you gonna ride something like that? Down the street? I guess you could ride it down the street, but then, yeah, cops are gonna look at you. Everyone's gonna look at you on those bikes because they really look kind of cool. So, and they're gonna be sold at Best Buy, from what I understand, because they have something with Best Buy. I guess Best Buy sells some of their other, like their scooters and stuff like that, and I guess they do well with it. But we'll see how they do with an e-bike. I have no idea what it sells for, but you know, for new products that came out from CES, that one caught my eye because I said, "Wow, it's kind of cool looking." Check it out. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Will we have a video on Monday? I don't know, maybe, maybe not. Keep your eyes open. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.